All right, what up, y'all? This is Michael from Unconventional Thought. I had a thought. That thought was that, or realization that none of us know what the hell we're doing out here. We're all just trying to figure this out and do the best that we can. All that we know to do, all that is right and wrong, we get from our environment. We have no playbook. We're just put out here, and now we got to figure it out. What I think this is one of the reasons why gurus end up, like these online gurus or pundits on TV, they get these very loyal followings because I think we're looking for people who can give us answers. And when we find, that person that we think knows some shit, we're all in. And people get very emotionally attached to these people, and they'll defend them at all costs.
That's you. I can't believe it's really you.
No. For some reason, when I was doing, seemed to make sense to people.
I mean, it was like an alarm went off in my head, I said, here's a guy that's got his act together. Here's somebody who's got it all figured out. Here's somebody who has the answer. I'll follow you anywhere, Mr. Gump.
So, I got company.
I think that's a big part of the reason why people join like cults and different organizations, because they feel like, they can be tied into some type of knowledge. One of the things that made me realize this is I remember when I was like going through a rough time, I was kind of down bad because of my own stupid choices. I'll tell my story probably one day, but a lot of my life I've just been unmotivated and just making bad choices and decisions, and just kind of unorganized, and but at this particular time, like, things were not going quite smooth, or it could be a lot better than it was. And I just remember driving or being out at the store and coming across people who were doing like some weird or stupid stuff in traffic or in the stores, in the lines. And, you get these thoughts to yourself. You're like, damn, people are stupid, man. These motherfuckers, man. Damn, man. You know, stupid. You just, especially if things are not going good and you're not in a good frame of mind, when something happens that irritates you involving other people, you're like, damn, people are stupid, man. It's like, and I didn't want to have those kind of thoughts. I don't consider myself smart or anything, but it's just like, you get that way when you get frustrated and you observe people. And after a while, I'll start thinking to myself, this person that you are saying is so stupid more than likely has his shit together. They probably have this, good credit, is taking care of, multiple people, and it has his bills paid and all kind of things like this. And look at you. You're supposed to be the one that's so rational in your mind. That's obviously what you're telling yourself. If you're saying these people are so stupid, then what the hell is wrong with, what's going on with your situation? I mean, you're supposed to be the one that's got, your mentals in order, and these people are stupid. But most of the people that you're saying this about probably have their shit together, at least relative to you, in a better situation than you. So I started catching myself more and more. So then I started trying to think about what's really going on. Are these people that I'm talking about, so stupid? Is it that they're really smarter than me and I'm the dumbass, which is always possible? But then it hit me, an idea hit me, and I was like, okay, when it hit me, I'm like, you might be coping. And I tried to determine whether or not this is just me trying to cope with the situation with this person who's supposedly stupid and clueless, apparently being in a better position than I was. So I'm like, how do I kind of explain this? So I don't think that it's like they're figuring all this stuff out and they're just like smarter or sharper than me, and that's why they have their stuff together and mine is kind of messed up at the moment. It's that they're just following the playbook. They just are doing what they learn. Like, depending on what environment they came from, we all learn different things. Like, you go to high school, then you go to college, and then you get married, and then you do. There's the playbook for you to follow, and you you pay your bills on time, and then you get good grades and all these kind of things. Or you're from this environment. Say you get out of school, you go to a junior college, or you don't go to college, or you learn a trade, whatever. We do what we learn from our environments, and sometimes that's like get a job, pay your bills on time, and pay your credit cards off at the end of the month. Like, you just learn this stuff, and it turns out to where your things are relatively in order. And I'm like, okay, be careful with this train of thought, because it might just be you coping, trying to say, well, no, I'm actually smarter and more rational and logical than these people. They're just following the playbook. It's not that they're figuring it out. So with me, I think part of that unconventional thought is what would lead me down my own personal paths. A combination of being relatively unconventional in my thought, and also I've always, like I said, been kind of unmotivated, just irresponsible, lazy a lot of my life, and I'm not like I used to be, but for all these different reasons, I would go my own path, and it would lead me to down bad or effed up at spots. I never, been down super bad, but I mean, where my shit wasn't really together for where I should have been in that particular time in my life. So, I kind of come to this conclusion. Oh, I think has to do with the fact that I'm kind of unconventional in my thoughts, so I didn't follow the path that I learned from my environment, when a lot of other people just kind of did what they learned. And it wasn't that they were actually figuring all these things out. It's just, you just follow the little bit of a playbook that we were given. And it's all going to be slightly different depending on your environment. But it's like, I'm not saying that I have anything figured out, or that I'm smarter or more logical. So yeah, when I thought about the fact that, a lot of us are just kind of following the playbook of the people that came before us, and they're doing the same thing, following the playbook of the people before them. None of us really know what the fuck we're doing. We're just all just trying to figure it out, doing the best we can, and doing what we've learned from the people before us. But again, the main thing I wanted to say in this video is that I now believe that none of us really know what the fuck we're doing. If we got no guidance, little to no guidance at all, we're just going to be a deer in the headlight trying to figure it out from one second to the next. But anyway, just some thoughts and a theory. I'm out.
Quiet, he's gonna say something.
I'm pretty tired. Think I'll go home now.